God said to Moses, I am who I am. It's Exodus 3:14. When God chose to speak to Moses out of the burning bush, it was for a specific purpose. He had a plan for Moses' life, and he was about to tell Moses exactly how to start carrying it out. Once Moses had properly positioned himself to hear from God, the Lord spoke, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. That's Exodus 3:10. Moses had hid his face. Now he wanted to hide the rest of his body, though he had made the proper response to God's glory. He blew it when it came to obedience. Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? He asked God. Who am I for a job like that? Whom shall I say sent me? What if the Israelites don't believe me? I can relate to how Moses felt. When God wanted him to do a specific thing. Through Bible study and prayer, that'll convince us that God wants us to accept any challenge that he wants to give us. But like Moses, we all feel that we would never measure up to the task. The Lord has to continually remind us that he is in control and will accomplish good things through us all. He wants to display his greatness through our inadequacy. Moses probably was that, although he reverenced God, he didn't yet know him very well. Understanding God's attributes, the distinguishing marks of his character, helps us appreciate him in a deeper, more intimate way, as it moves us from knowing about him to truly knowing him. Because that's what our goal is here. Our goal is to know more of Jesus, more about Jesus. Because God is beyond our comprehension, what we know about him can come in only one way. He must reveal it to us. So in response to each of Moses' objections, lack of ability, lack of authority, lack of credibility, God revealed an aspect of his character. Moses said to God, suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them that the God of your fathers has sent me to you. And they ask, what is his name? What shall I tell them? That's Exodus 3:13. This is what you're going to say to the Israelites. God replied, I am has sent me to you. The Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. That's Exodus 3:14-15. I am is the name that expresses God's eternal faithfulness to his people. God wanted Moses to know that he never changes and that Moses could count on him regardless of the circumstances. But Moses said, what if they do not believe me or listen to me and say the Lord did not appear to you? That's Exodus chapter 4, verse 1. By now, God was probably thinking that Moses was a visual learner, and most of us are. So the answer to his question, he showed him that he was the Lord over all creation. He empowered Moses to defy the laws of nature and perform 3 miraculous signs. In the dress rehearsal, God had Moses to turn his staff into a serpent, make the flesh of his hand leprous, and then restored it. And he said that if those weren't enough to convince the Israelites, Moses could take some water from the Nile River and turn it into blood. Even after witnessing some of the miraculous gifts God would enable him to perform, Moses still wasn't convinced that he was the man for the job. "Oh Lord," he said, "I have never been eloquent, neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue." That's Exodus 4:10, and that means he had a stuttering problem. God reminded Moses that he, the Creator, had made Moses' mouth and assured him that he himself would go with Moses and teach him what to say. When God tells you what he wants you to do you plead lack of authority, credibility, or ability? I often do. Though we, like Moses, should approach the presence of God with humility, we must not hang our heads because we feel unacceptable or inadequate. We must not end up saying, as Moses did, "Oh Lord, please send someone else to do it." That's Exodus 4:13. God doesn't always call the equipped, but he always equips those that he calls. He will never ask you to do something that he won't enable you to accomplish. Instead of asking, "Who am I?" Moses should have asked, "Who are you?" In Exodus 33:18, we find Moses' request of God, "Now show me your glory." The Lord's response appears in verses 19 through 23. And that says, "And the Lord said, I will cause all my goodness to pass in front of you, and I will proclaim my name, the Lord, in your presence. I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion." But he said, "You cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live." Then the Lord said, "There is a place near me where you may stand on a rock. When my glory passes by, I will put you in the cleft in the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will remove my hand and you will see my back, but my face you must not be seen." Notice that God controlled how much of his glory Moses witnessed. No matter what we think we need, God controls both how he meets us and what he chooses to reveal about himself to us. You may think that you need his healing touch, while he may decide to reveal his peace in the midst of your ailing body. You may think you need his financial provision, but he may decide that you need to learn that he is totally reliable. He knows what's best and will reveal what we need in his timing, not our timing, in his timing. During their chat at the burning bush, God revealed to Moses what he needed to do to get started, and he is a faithful and all-powerful, always present God. Though Moses had begun by asking, "Who am I?" he would discover who God is and learn who God made him to be. So God told Moses that he was the Lord, the compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love and faith and faithfulness. That's in Exodus 34:6. Have you ever wondered why God stressed his mercy just before he gave Moses the law? Have you ever wondered or considered that? God never gives law without buffering it with grace. I think God wanted to assure Moses that his mercy could extend even to people who have grumbled, rebelled, and worshipped idols. Remember that the Israelites had committed idolatry while Moses was on the mountain receiving God's commandments. With the people's great sin of creating and worshiping a golden calf fresh in his mind, Moses likely needed a reminder that God is great enough not only to defeat the Israelites' enemy, but also to forgive their iniquity. In his mercy, God forgives sin, and no one is beyond his forgiveness. God never gives law without buffering it with grace. In the midst of our sin, he steps in and saves us from ourselves. Moses needed to know something else about God. After telling Moses that he is a God of mercy, God revealed that he is also a God of justice. To us, these attributes can seem exclusive. In Exodus 34:7, God assures Moses that he does not leave the guilty unpunished. Sin has consequences, and God punished the children of Israel for their idolatry. But although he punished the sin, he loves the sinner, and in his mercy, he provided forgiveness. Moses' response to God's revelation of his character appears in Exodus 34:8. Moses bowed to the ground at once and worshipped. We don't know whether or not God revealed the attributes Moses felt he wanted to see, but Moses' actions show us he was satisfied with what he had learned about God. No matter how you feel, God's attributes remain true. God is the real deal, and his perfection sets him apart from all others. Knowing his goodness makes us eager to obey him. Challenge. A challenge that I had when I was growing up is that I was a people pleaser. I wanted to make sure everybody's happy, everybody's taken care of. The Lord had to show me that if I was going to worship him the way he desired to be worshiped, I couldn't be worried about pleasing other people. I know I'm not alone at this. And in general, most women have this same problem because we're nurturers. We want to make sure everybody's taken care of. Whenever you're tempted to focus on anything but God, go back to the book of Exodus and reread the descriptions of Moses' encounter with God at the burning bush. Moses' conversation with God reveals that his concern was about how the Israelites would respond to him. Initially, this distracted him from seeing God clearly and worshiping him accordingly. It made it difficult for him to hear what God was telling him. God revealed that Moses could carry out his instructions only if he took his eyes off the people and kept them on God. If we are to hear clearly from God, we must do the same. Undistracted worship develops intimacy with God. Undistracted worship develops intimacy with God. And intimacy with him leads to increased communication with him. Okay? So let me read that all again. Undistracted worship develops intimacy with God. And intimacy with him leads to increased communication with him. And that's what we're looking for in these studies. We want to be closer to God. We want to hear from him. If you want to hear from God, give him the glory due him by giving him your single-minded worship. Okay? All right, that's all I got. And I'm sorry about my voice. It keeps going in and out. I don't know. I'm not sick or anything. I don't know why it's doing this. But I love you guys. I hope you all can hear me okay. And as always, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing, if you like these or not. I like your feedback. Love you guys.